So I used the old link again.
The what?
I used the old link. I streamed with the old one again.
Okay.
So that was the one. So try to see if the link is same. You'll get to know, right? It's just copying. Yeah, it should be essentially the same.
Yeah.
Cool?
Yeah, it's good.
Perfect. Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's on.
Pranav has the link. I'll tell him to send it. Who do you need it to?
Put it on Instagram.
Yeah.
Nice job, Art. Nice job designing.
You have to turn the cameras on.
Kamu nguyên vẫn là kia mà rồi kia mà chiu hoặc vô lên chiêm hay là mình
Nó có đồ làm gì vậy? Chị là mẹ cô ấy đi.
အဲ့လိုနေပါတစ်ချန်နဲ့နေ
15ပြန်တော့
ဟုတ်ဘောလို့အခန်းလို့တယောက်ကို3ခန်းလောက်ယူထားပြီးမှုပုံမှုပြီးတော့ဒီနေ့ကတော့ရှင်းရှင်းလင်းလင်းနဲ့နောက်နေ့ကျတော့ artist တွေမှုပုံမှုတွေရုပ်လည်းမတူဘူးဟုတ်တယ်ထဲကျွေးနေရတယ်ဒီမှာပြင်းနေတာပါဒီလိုရှိပါလေမတိတရားစားပါတယ်ကြည့်နေရဟုတ်တယ်မောင်ဝိုင်း
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you, thank you. Can we have a round of applause for this beautiful setup? So my name is Karen. I'm one of your co-curators for this year of TEDxJHU, and I'm super thrilled to be here. Super excited to hear for our wonderful and very talented three speakers, which you'll definitely get to know a little bit more about. Ariel and I are going to give a little TEDx introduction. Every semester we have a main speaker event. On the fall we do our student speakers, so whether that be undergraduates or graduates, so if you're a student in the audience and this interests you, please apply next year. And then in the spring we have our professional speakers, so Baltimore professionals around the area who are communications team, recruits, hires, interviews, selects, and they're all very overqualified to be speaking here today. So again, thank you to all our speakers for joining us today. And thank you to all the audience for coming out. We have some good programming, so I'll let Ari explain the rest of it, and then we'll get started. Thank you.
Yes, so hello everyone. My name is Ari, and I am the other co-curator, as you mentioned earlier. So today you all will listen to our wonderful speakers, and then you all will be able to head out into the main area where we have some intermission activities, and we even have the opportunity to win a gift from our programming team. So please stay tuned for more.
And again, the 2 exits are on the side here. There's also an emergency exit on this. In case bathrooms are on your left-hand side. For anyone that needs to go, please refrain from stepping out or in while a speaker is currently on stage. And if you can, just wait until their talk is done, and if you need to step out, of course. And Ari and I, you can ask us any questions throughout the event. TEDx is such a great community of worldwide nations, so thank you today for supporting our little chapter here. As a past speaker of TEDx, we really appreciate the audience, so thank you guys. Enjoy. Thank you. Hi guys, my name is Eloise Martinson, and I'm the director of the communications team here at TEDx. So I've been able to work with the speakers and the speaker teams and help put together this awesome program you're going to see today. I would like to start by introducing our theme for the day. So if you've noticed, there's some weather-themed stuff in the room. And some days it's clear, it's predictable, you know exactly what you're going to get. Other days it's cloudy, uncertain, shifting, full of possibility, like some of the clouds we're seeing in here. And every once in a while, there's a chance of something unexpected, a breakthrough through the clouds. Today we're living in a time that feels a lot like that cloudy sky. It's complex, looming, and constantly changing. But what if uncertainty isn't something we need to avoid?
I mean, we all know it's something we'd like to avoid, but we know it's something we probably can't. What if uncertainty is exactly where the meaningful ideas begin? Welcome to Cloudy with a Chance of Success. This theme isn't about waiting for perfect conditions, but finding ways to make the conditions work for you. This success is not easily given. It often emerges from ambiguity, from questioning, from rethinking the systems we've taken for granted. Because the truth is, many of the structures we move through every day, our classrooms, our hospitals, and any entertainment we consume, were built for different forecasts. Today we'll be questioning every way we think about education, patient experiences in hospitals, and the looming threat of AI for creatives. These aren't clear sky questions. They're actually cloudy ones. They're complicated and sometimes uncomfortable, and sometimes they facilitate many different points of view. But this is also where innovation lives. Success isn't always sunny. It allows us to look at many different viewpoints and come together with new ways of thinking about the world and breaking through. Our first speaker is going to be Quentin Covington. Quentin Covington is an educator and neuroscientist. He wants to inspire others to recognize and develop their agency through education. He's a co-founder at New Generation Myanmar, a nonprofit virtual K-12 school for refugee students in Myanmar. He's also the founder of Helicon Institute and a lab manager at the Chen and Honey Lab here at Hopkins. Welcome to the stage, Quentin Covington.
6 million children in the country of Myanmar are growing up without access to education due to ongoing conflict and oppression. When I heard this story, I asked what many of us would probably ask: what can be done to help? I considered this question with my now 3 partners, and we decided to found our own K-12 virtual school called New Generation Myanmar. At the time, I considered what I could give these students, given that I had grown up with some of the best access to education and resources in the world. While we might not be able to solve the entire country's problems, we thought that we might be able to give them the intellectual foundation to do so. Our students at New Generation Myanmar turned out to be some of the most inspiring and captivating teachers for what it means to pursue education. And I'm here today to share this lesson with you. Before that, I want you to come with me for a moment to Myanmar. Myanmar is a beautiful country filled with rolling landscapes and fields full of pagodas, a rich, multi-ethnic culture, and some of the most generous people in the world. But the past 70 years, Myanmar has been engaged in a brutal civil war. Its people against the military dictatorship. And this conflict has led to many humanitarian crises. Among the most afflicted populations in these crises are students. Around the country, students are learning in dark, fortified bunkers as bombers fly overhead. Many students have to listen to their lessons over the sound of gunfire coming from nearby conflict zones. Over the years, students have woken up to their schools bombed and burned down as the military targets civilian infrastructure. And other students have been forced to abandon their education as they work forced labor to support their families. Under these conditions, how motivated would you all be? We asked ourselves this question as we were planning New Generation Myanmar. I was a student at the time here at Johns Hopkins, and even I was guilty of cutting corners or skipping on work that meant I could spend more time with my friends or play video games. We worried about how much it would take to inspire our students to fully embrace and engage with their learning. But as it turns out, this worry was completely unfounded. Over the years, our students have had to face countless barriers to their education and their well-being. Earthquakes, citywide electricity and internet blackouts, typhoons. But through all of this, not once did they lose their motivation to learn. For me, this was both incredibly inspiring, but also incredibly shocking. Here in the US, I was told a story about the purpose of my education. My education was a gateway to a happy, fulfilling, successful life. I believe that as long as I got good grades in my classes, as long as I did what the system told me to do, my future was practically promised, and the system would take care of it. But what if one day the system were to start to break down, or my degree suddenly became less valuable? Would I still work just as hard in school? Probably not. But here we had students at New Generation Myanmar and around the country who didn't have a system to rely on, who couldn't be sure if their homes would be standing in the next week. And they were sitting outside in 100-degree weather as the sun beat down on them so that they could attend class using solar-powered batteries. We had students who attended full night classes after working all day in forced labor. I had to know what was it that drove these students so hard. What did they have that all my years in the best education didn't give me? So we asked them directly, what is the purpose of your education? Our students responded by calling New Generation Myanmar the School of Hope. Because for them, their education wasn't a chance to get a degree or a chance to get a career. Their education represented a chance to take control over their own destiny, their own future, and over the destiny of their country, their home. But still, in my mind, the picture wasn't so complete. I wondered, among all of this turmoil and instability, how did they see education fulfilling this role? There's 3 students whose stories I will share with you today, and their perspectives illustrate the fortuitous attitude of our NGM students. But more than this, they expanded my imagination for what education is. I'm going to start by addressing a problem that we face, especially here in the academic community: the illusion of competition. Our first student, Sue, is an exemplary student. She excels in all of her classes, and whenever she goes over to her aunts and uncles' houses, they often ask their kids, why can't you be more like Sue? Which I'm sure sounds a little familiar to some of us. But as a young student, still discovering who she was, this comparison quickly became her identity. She worked hard to embody the expectations of her elders and suppress her own curiosities. Sue was living at a time in our country when free expression can be punishable by death. NGM is one of the only places in her life where Sue feels free to be fully authentic, and where she's surrounded by a community who does the same. And this freedom is much more valuable than any satisfaction she can get from outperforming her peers or her family. This self-expression itself is an essential part of being human. And for her, it's the purpose of her education. Now, listening to this story, this was all very inspiring to hear, right? Be who I am and don't compare myself to others. But obviously, the application of this principle is not as easy. What happens if I say the wrong thing and embarrass myself? What happens if I reveal my vulnerability? What happens if my authenticity leads to my failure? The next student, Hui, told me that this is entirely the point of education. Hui's dream is to live a stable life. And her strategy before joining us at NGM was to avoid all of her problems and always take the easiest route available. So, 2 weeks after enrollment, Hui decided to quit. Our curriculum is based heavily in practical skills, project-based learning, communication, critical thinking, skills that aren't taught in the traditional Myanmar curriculum. This was the exact kind of effort and unfamiliarity Hui wanted to avoid. But before Hui officially resigned, her sister asked her an important question. Do you really want to be the same person forever? Her sister told her that growth requires effort. It requires facing unfamiliarity. If you want to become a stronger person, you have to embrace difficulty. and not run away from it. It was in this moment, in this interaction, that Hui realized the purpose of her education. Her education provided a safe environment where she could learn how to fail, learn how to persevere, and learn how to adapt, all without facing the severe consequences that life often imposes. She realized that her stability couldn't be found. It had to be built, and her education at NGM could make her strong enough to do so. Now, so far, I've learned 2 very valuable lessons from my students, but the picture still wasn't clear in my head. Where was this all supposed to lead me? After I finished my education, what was I supposed to do? The last student, mine, shared this very same concern. He told me that he felt like a brick in a house about to collapse. He wanted to do something, anything to be able to prevent the fall, but he didn't know whether any effort would be enough. What role could he play in his community to rebuild? What could he do in his family to support them? Already, his sister had dropped out of university so that she could work and pay for his education. He could feel the pressure of expectation, but without a clear sense of purpose, he didn't know whether anything he could do would be enough. But through all of this confusion, through all of this guilt and fatigue that he was feeling, a single thought pointed Pine to his answer. He remembered the other students in Myanmar who didn't have access to education anymore. He remembered the students who didn't have a family that was able to support their growth. Pine remembered to appreciate what he had right now. And it was this very appreciation that would drive him to take advantage of every opportunity to care for both himself and the people he loved. The purpose of his education was to be fully appreciated and to nurture this sense of appreciation into the rest of his life. His purpose was to be cherished, to cherish others. Now, with this final lesson, the picture became clear to me. All of these students were pointing to the same central idea. Their education would give them the ability to build a new reality, instead of accepting the one that they were born into. Their education would teach them what it meant to be authentic, to discover who you are and what your dreams are. It would allow them to build their perseverance and their strength to chase this dream and make it a reality. And they could stand mentally and spiritually grounded in the practice of appreciation. With these, they could create a new world in spite of their limitations. After listening to these stories, I could feel a small burning in my own chest. I could see here in the US the cracks forming in my home. Distrust, antagonism, hatred. We all know that these are the seeds of collapse. But here I was standing aside, just waiting for the fall. I, like Pine, felt like a brick in a house, too massive to support on my own. So I followed in his footsteps, and I looked around. I saw my family. I saw my friends. But importantly, I saw people that didn't have what I had. People who couldn't do what I could do. And I cherished all of them, truly. I realized how many times I was passing on the opportunity to fully appreciate my education. I realized how many times I passed on the opportunity to challenge myself and expand my capacity. I saw how many times I betrayed my own authenticity, and in doing so, abandoned the reality I know we could all achieve. Which brings me here today, giving this TED Talk. Our world is built brick by brick. We all play a part, no matter how seemingly small, in creating the system that we live in. I come here today not to show you guys how we may have failed or where our shortcomings are, to show you what's possible through education. And what better teachers are there than these students who are actively fighting to build a better, kinder reality. So I urge you guys, as you leave and continue on with your lives after this talk, to carry these lessons with you, not only as a source of inspiration, but as lessons to be applied in your life, day to day. And in this way, we collectively as humans can graduate into a new era defined by genuine compassion. Thank you.
Quentin. Our next speaker is going to be Jonathan Sachs. Jonathan Sachs is an expert in how healthcare companies can improve the patient experience, leadership development, and succession planning. Motivated by both a personal history of caring for friends and family and leading transformational improvement efforts at large hospital systems, Jonathan brings a fresh perspective to how a patient's experience can be positively transformed in the healthcare system. Most recently, Jonathan was chosen to lead a statewide learning collaborative in Maryland, uniting hospitals to improve patient experience collectively. Previously, he served as the Chief Experience Officer for Robert Wood Johnson University Hospital and as Vice President of Experience Transformation at Adventist Healthcare. Please welcome Jonathan Sachs to the stage.
My passion for improving the patient experience in hospitals actually starts 11 years before I was born. You see, I think my parents have a world record that they're the only Jewish wedding to happen in a Catholic hospital on Christmas Day. And the reason why that happened was because, unfortunately, my grandmother, my mom's mother, was terminally ill with cancer at the time. You can see her in the bottom left side of this photo. There was nothing modern medicine could do for my grandmother. She died less than a month after this photo was taken. So her caregivers, despite giving her the latest and greatest treatments of the day, decided to turn in the wedding planners and rearranged the entire room to build a wedding, the only wedding that my grandmother would see of any of her 3 children. Having worked in hospitals for 10 years, I can tell you that moments like this happen all the time. Yet hospitals traditionally rank extremely low, among the lowest when it comes to customer or patient experience as an industry. The only one that ranks consistently lower is health insurance, so no help there. So instead, what I want to analyze and talk to you about today is what are the big obstacles preventing patient experience from being better in hospitals, and what we can do about those. You might be thinking to yourself right now, maybe it's because hospitals aren't a fun place to be. I actually don't think that that's the main reason. I don't think people come expecting the hospital to be a place that they're going to go like a resort or like a retail experience. Their expectations are different, and what they're looking for is the human-to-human connection that they anticipate when they're going to a hospital. So let's talk about those obstacles for a second. I'm going to call them the 3 big rocks. The first rock is third-party payment. What this means is that the person who gets the care and the person who pays for the care are actually different, and what that does to the environment. It's a little bit like this. Picture yourself going into a shoe store and buying a $100 pair of shoes and being able to go up to the counter, give the person $10 and a card that says you can call these people for the rest and be able to walk out with the shoes. That's how it works in healthcare. The person who actually receives the care and pays for it are different, which creates some confusion about the priority of who really is the customer. The second is the physicians are viewed as customers. So to understand this, according to the American College of Surgeons, half of physicians are still in private practice. Not only that, but even the physicians that are employed by hospitals, there tends to be a lot of competition for them. Why? It's because there are millions of dollars at risk for hospitals, the business side of hospitals, based on doctors bringing their cases to hospitals. So certain surgeons, when they bring cases, the hospitals also make money from them bringing cases. That's why you can see practices in the hospital that are different, that are customized really for the physician, not for the patient. I'll give you a perfect example of this. Why do hospitals wake patients up, people who are sick, in the middle of the night to take their labs? Well, the reason is because it's good for the workflow of the doctor, that the doctor wants to see the labs when they round in the morning before they go back to their office, before they do their procedures. What that creates is a distance where the patient is actually third. Now, I don't want to blame physicians here. Physicians are wonderful. The United States has some of the best physicians in the world. This isn't their fault. This is a bug in the healthcare system that puts patients third after insurance companies and after physicians. Finally, the clinical education pipeline has changed. I learned about this from an emergency department nurse director when I worked in an academic medical center. He was struggling with his patient experience scores. And what he told me was that the environment had fundamentally shifted. So rather than people going out of undergrad or starting a life and working retail, waiting tables, working hospitality, and then going into medical education, instead now people are going straight through. So those service behaviors that need to be learned to develop that human-to-human connection aren't being learned in those clinical pathways. They come out viewing themselves, people who go straight through, as scientists, not as people who are hospitality workers or caregivers in that sense. So that creates kind of an issue when people like me, when I was a chief experience officer, try to bring hospitality into the hospital. I try to teach lessons we've learned at the Ritz-Carlton and at Disney, and this is kind of the reaction I get, which is we're really outcomes focused. And if the outcomes were good, by definition, the experience was good. Doesn't really account for things like my grandmother's story, where there wasn't anything that could be done for her from an outcomes perspective. So clinical education actually even emphasizes distancing yourself emotionally from a patient, because they say you can operate on a patient with more technical proficiency if you remove the emotion from that treatment. Studies actually show that the opposite is true, that the more of a relationship you build with your patient, the better their outcomes will be and the more adherence they'll have. So we know that we have these three big rocks, and the question becomes, how do we topple those and move forward? What can hospitals do about this right now to improve the human-to-human connection and the patient experience of care? Recently, I co-chaired a learning collaborative for the state of Maryland. It's the first one of its kind, where hospitals from across the state that usually compete instead got together and said, how do we make this better? How, as a state, do we make patient experience better for anybody receiving care across Maryland? And the hospitals came together and shared the things that were working and the struggles that they had about improving patient experience. So I want to tell you today a little bit about what we learned and things that hospitals can implement immediately to improve the patient experience. The first one is to elevate the patient experience. Right now, patient experience sometimes is viewed as nice to have, not really a core part of what it means to get care, and really the focus is on safety, quality, treatments, medicine, things like that. We learned a wonderful lesson from a chief nursing officer at Frederick Health. Her name is Janie White. And during the COVID-19 pandemic, she was on a mission to bring harm in the hospital to zero. And she worked so hard on the quality and patient safety side of that equation to try to get harm to be absolute zero in the hospital. But what she realized is while she was doing that work, the patient experience aspects, patient complaints and grievances were going up. And she had this epiphany where she realized that patient experience, these complaints and grievances, are also harm. And they should be solved like they're harm. So what she did is she applied the same tools, Lean Six Sigma analyses, things like root cause analysis that she was using to try to reduce hospital-acquired infections and reduce harm on the quality side, and applied those to the experience side. And what she saw was tremendous improvement in her patient experience scores by as much as 10 points in a couple of months' time. So really elevating the patient experience to say, patient experience, just like administering medications, is key to receiving care in hospitals, can really improve how people receive their care. The second is teaching experience behavior. So again, they're not getting it in previous experience and going straight through. These service behaviors can be learned. And I'll give you an example of where I think it works really, really well. When I go to a mechanic to fix my car, I have to be honest with you, I have no idea what they're talking about. I know how to drive a car, but I don't know how to fix a car. When they tell me that I have a timing belt problem, I have no idea what they're talking about. So what gives me confidence that they're doing the right fix? What do I know that helps me know that my car is going to get better, is going to get fixed? They build trust with me. They explain to me what is going on with the car. They give me an honest quote. I know what they're saying because it makes sense in the moment. And maybe I don't know the science behind it or the work behind it, but that trust relationship has been developed. It's the exact same thing in receiving care. And you need to be able to spend that time with a patient to do that. According to the American Medical Association, physicians and nurses right now spend 1/3 of their time on paperwork, on administrative tasks. Imagine what could happen if we reallocated that time to spend and build a genuine relationship with patients. These skills are so important and can be taught. I mentioned earlier about not wanting to get close emotionally with a patient and how that distance has kind of been built into clinical education. Well, there's a wonderful educator. He's a psychologist out of Stanford University. His name is Jamil Zaki, and he wrote a book called The War for Kindness. And in that book, when he was writing it, he embedded himself in a neonatal intensive care unit at University of San Francisco. This is where some of the most tragic things happen in a hospital. You see babies who are very, very sick, innocent, struggling for life. His question was, how do the caregivers do this? How do they come back every single day without burning out? The traditional solution is that you should empathize with these patients and the families as much as possible. But what he found is they successfully avoided burnout by doing something different. They use something that he calls empathic concern. So empathy is, I feel your pain. Empathic concern is, I can be compassionate for you, with you, during your time of pain. These skills can be taught, and they should be taught in medical and nursing school. Any clinical school, this should be a part of the curriculum. Finally, listening to your patients. This is the simplest, but also one of the most impactful things that hospital leaders can do. When I worked for Academic Medical Center, we instituted something hospitals call senior leader rounding. What this is the senior most leaders at the organization, most of whom are non-clinical, so they're business people, go and talk to patients on a regular basis. I remember the first day that we did it weekly. The first time that we went, the president of the hospital walks into this room, and there's a gentleman, he's in his 50s with his wife, and they're sitting there together, and they're in tears. And he walks in and introduces himself, and they said, "Thank God you're here. We've been in this bed for 5 days. We have no idea what's going on. We're expecting to have a procedure. Meanwhile, my wife's brother, my brother-in-law, happens to be across town in a hospital in what we think are his final days. We would love to be with him, but we're sitting here waiting on this procedure." The hospital president sprung into action. He grabbed the medical director and the nursing director and said, "We need to get this patient information as quickly as possible." He then checked in on the patient every day after that until the patient was discharged, giving him the information he needed and the procedure he needed to be safe and then go care for his family. This sent 2 critical messages that day. The first was to the patient, and it said, even though the system might have you third, here you're first. The president of the hospital has time to come and speak to you and prioritize that interaction. The second thing is it told the caregivers, the people giving care with him, it said to them, this is what this looks like. That even me, somebody who's non-clinical and somebody who's very busy, is empathizing and building that human-to-human connection with patients. That was extremely powerful. I tell hospital leaders all the time who ask me, how do I improve my patient experience scores quickly? I say, you have the best gift in the world. The best focus group that will tell you exactly what's going on in your hospital is sleeping there tonight. Go and spend a few minutes and talk to them. Figure out what their preferences are. You'll hear the gaps in their experience if you're able to go and do that. So when we build those aspects together, these 3, elevating, teaching, and listening, we can really help to move those big rocks and elevate that human-to-human experience. In that spirit, I want to end today where I started. In preparing for today's talk, I asked my parents if I could use this photo. And they really weren't comfortable telling me much about this day until we started talking about it and preparing for today's talk. As you can imagine, there was mixed emotions. The profound happiness of getting married and having my grandmother be able to be present, and the profound sadness about the state that she was in during the ceremony. They wanted my grandmother to be up dancing. They wanted to be in a big hall and celebrating in a totally different way. I asked them what that was like. And specifically, I asked them, when you were there, do you remember what care she was getting, what drugs she was on, what treatment she had received? And they really couldn't. They didn't have a great recollection of the latest medicine of the day. But then I asked them about the nurses and the doctors who were treating my grandmother. They could tell me every nurse and every doctor's name who cared for them. The human-to-human connection is an essential part, not a tangential part, an essential part of what it means to receive care as a patient. If we can implement these things, we can transform the patient experience together. Thank you.
Thank you again to Jonathan. Now we're going to take a quick intermission, a 10-minute intermission. So please step outside. Please step outside. There's food, there's some sandwiches. Enjoy yourselves, use the restroom. We'll call and come and get you. We also have an activity for you to enjoy, and a raffle to do. Also in the lobby, Quentin, our first speaker, will have a QR code linked to a form you can fill out and physical cards you can write to the students at his school in Myanmar. So please send a note. It'll mean a lot. I know hearing from them personally meant a lot to me, especially as I'm graduating and thinking about what all these years have meant. So please go participate in that. And after intermission, we're gonna have a lovely performance by Kai and Du, who, personal shout out, has just been absolutely wonderful for TED. She's helped with tech in the past when we needed the most. Now she's our intermission performer. We're just super excited to have her. Okay, go have fun at intermission.
Is there any way we can put a little bit more light? That I'm going to have to ask our teammates on that. Okay, no worries. Okay, great job. Really, really good. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah. There we go. 1, 2, 3. And you can feel free to move the letters if you need to for your shot. That's good. Yep, go ahead and cross your arms. One more. Perfect. Yes, please. That's so cute. I love it. Perfect. Thank you.
You had too much lantern, Chad.
I'm sorry. No, it was perfect. Honestly, it was just very dark in here.
Yes.
And no flash, so we guys gonna have some editing to do.
Okay. All right. Well, we will learn it.
Yeah.
I think there's like a couple of things outside.
Yeah, I think so.
So I just went straight there.
We could just do stuff.
That's so.
Was parking terrible?
No, I just parked in the garage and then I walked to the back of the building and everything was locked, so I was
Thanks for being flexible and available last time.
curious. My pleasure.
did she give the hard drive to you?
No.
Okay, she said she gave it to me and I looked, forgot. Oh my god, it's here.
It's almost dead. I'm gonna.
Was it live stream while reteach the battery?
Yeah.
Here, I gotta take care of something else. Here's the. So I'm gonna leave this thing right here.
Do you know where the card is? Did you take it out? It's not in there.
Did the live stream die during the soccer?
No. It's so good. I can't do it on mine because it's like 7 minutes.
Is that Hello? I just want to make a quick announcement. Is there an Andrea in here? Andrea?
Okay.
Oh, we did? What do you say?
I'm very bad at this.
closing thoughts from our curators. So welcome Kaya and Du to the stage for her amazing drag race.
Check. I think it's good. Check. Never wonder what the epic being. I'll be back to life like an epic thing, and she still in the lapis game. I used to be a world star, and now I'm making Newsweek. I used to be on a 9, now I walk through streets. College girl to King Jive, inside is a movie. Bye bye to my old self. Wake up to the new me. On a 9, now I go to streets. Now I go to streets. College girl, King Jive, inside is a movie.
So I look good, I smell good, I feel good, and you sing good, and they love good.
Little window with the everything I mean, looking back like a Baxter Range Abbey. Looking back, I'm back again, doing rap plays, his kicks. Checks up the right steps, more bitches than some more clees. She used to be a lone star, I'm waking up to losies. But it back, I'm back, back. It's only for 8 or 7. Now I'm making OC. King Jive. Now it's Malibu Beach. Used to be on real life. Now it's guys in the movie. Sorry guys, no numbers. And then, let's do 4 first. Let's do 4 first. So I can chill out a little. 对着家的不行就算了，烦你远了不靠妈了，汉人冷说等着家的饭。Oh you ask 秋招，对着我 ask 周遭，不记录30分简历。Oh now 结果我有一份 offer， 我手到耳完。我的 bubble， 我的是说还手的眼高。现在我背起镜头一脸包袱，哦还好我有一点糟。We good, fuck now. He good, fuck now. She good, fuck now. You good.不管是因为还是漫漫大长路，没人会等我一下退2步的 chance 哪干的哪个大未让步 OK 所以发发退让步只好我就那一刹那就没讲述 I talk to me be ready now welcome to Hey P 我们早起的对家路没提前毕业会变成机械最终的基点而贵的地界唯独我一天都在对我不吸血今年你的机器 rap 界开了比每天机会 LC dirty good 没几个人在收听帮我推我自己拍的 win 说你握紧麦克风就没空开着屏不 freestyle 的那个时候我是 battle king we good fucking now he good fucking now she good fucking now you good And here they come, presents in my eyes 心说唱今天要去搬海外别到天上我就 get in my way 天亮了我的胖子不再是 nice guy 我只是撸铁为了提升我外在你说我肤浅我的小名声在外有人让我上去到不是 champ 乐人在我 to become 我记得 lifetime go 出在你乱下我唱了好多现场忘了这次来干嘛不在车轮战因为能把我按压不好意思等着这就是什么3万我代价团聚赛里面我们对我有看法不忍忽视 这里买打理他们的盼望 So they had to say 阿妹没有办法，现在没有人跟别人赛，却在一滚干架赛跑 Kill that bad Kill that 我知道我队友们对我又狠又爱镜子又看书给扣散，总之我们敢斗在斗来踩，就在赛就快，终于我站在准备 Go fly， 既然主角赛播到了对热可雷的身份，我这是主场的秀time。We good, we good, he good, he good, he good, he good, she good, she good, she good, she good, fucking now you good, you good, you good, you good, fucking now yeah. This guy is a Chinese rapper who's my friend, yeah. I think we're gonna do two. Oh, actually. Yep. It's a modified version of J. Cole freestyling on Sons of Mischief 93 till infinity. Rest assured, the best is in the flesh, and that's for sure. The right to win, the rest except for war. Press cool, son brothers to trust the Lord. Save for the future, not to soar. The slave will just undress. Take over, check the score. Just a check, better check the board. Forgive the war, more fire, but the less reward. Those stress only gases and less is more. More less energy to my dresser drawer. And bless super ass to a recipe for I'm new to it. My new creep got a Times Square's root to it. My tube slim and bad, I'm used to it. That's your best friend giving me the hand, now you do it. See my face not so weird. After I kick out, I'm gonna have fever because we hung out with whoever. Goddamn, you're too clever. Like your fucking jeans, wanna set for your two ever. Time soon is forever. More trouble, many more high-end shit on your level. Put a bit of God in, but I'm pure devil. Walking contradiction, my description. Off the top, magician, competitions, non-fiction. Shit in the competitions, possible peace and all. So long. Saturdays, the brother is so long. Nowadays, the brother beating prom. I'm a bitch better when you wave to the baby thumbs up. Yes, I'm Carolina's finest, something with honest. Are you queen with the beats? I'm your highness. Cool word, don't be sneaky for a sinus infection. I report just flexing fast, next to life, and the test is tight. Play the game right, and he gon' rest his mom. In a sense, it's your damn what you rest his mind. I bet peace, cause it's not a divine. He got a city on his back, got it out mind, sick of long as shit. Step one, put the wheel on back. Shit, I can take it in my raps, I don't need all that. Next, please, hey, rappers, check, please. This is tip for those quick to try to test me. We won't shoot and shoot. Hard shit on the sauce and slavery. We're gonna do 3 first and then 5. Yeah. This one's a little long, so I'm gonna read the lyrics, guys. Love see you like a dog with K9 sensitive to developing this new theory of relativity connecting ourselves resting in captivity positive life sacrifice what is meant to make our history only a quarter of a century reality sitting on the shoulders of our chemistry see ain't no mystery the carrot that we make to set the mind free and let the blind see beyond harmony. Breathe life into that place, below we were close of down, new territory, we determined to be, everything the same heaven is supposed to be, now you might see, just about the time is near, when the cells take clouds, split the atmosphere, pure somewhere chosen my infinitely, plus I see you there, almost definitely, cause the makes me speak eloquently, eloquently, so evidently. Plus the melody makes me speak eloquently, so evidently. Good gracious, every process has a genesis and ends with a revelation. God bless opportunity for me to find a ways for some words that are waiting for way too long. Low wages, more tips on the avenue, never wasted. Old hits for revenue. Haven't you heard the news lately? Seems we've been living for some time in a purgatory. But you, I thought I knew what a love sound like. But I felt I wore my tune in the sunlight. I could still hear it in my room past midnight. Gotta move, take a solo cruise in the moonlight. Sometimes I do forget, oh, how much we could ease the lives we lead. If we learn to let go, the winds that we hold, return to ourselves and the spirit we hold. There's a million shades to express definition of bliss, but the method I choose, my prerogative. There's so much love in me I got to give, cause the beat plus the melody makes me speak L-O-V-E eloquently, so evidently. Cause the beat plus the melody makes me speak L-O-V-E eloquently, so evidently.
And then the next song, there's a little interaction, so if you know the hook, you can sing together.
I gotta testify, come on in the song, looking extra bright, for the day I die, I'ma touch the sky. Gotta testify, come on in this ball looking extra fly, for the day I die, I'ma touch the sky. Back when it's all people up to hurt the rock, before a kid got a shit to pop, the door was closed. I feel like bad boy street teams, I couldn't work the locks. Now let's go, bring it back to the plan. Me and my mama hop in the Yo-Ho band, and it passed the names and talk to them. Plus I have no funny about apartment. Let's take it back to the club. This about an hour I spent online. I just wanted to dance. I went to Chicago the hour after I got my events. I just wanted to shine. Jane, you're alive, dog, in due time. Now how you look at me like that, dog? You are I am. A hip-hop legend, I think I died in an accident, cause this must be heaven. I gotta testify. Come on this far looking extra fly. For the day I die, I'ma touch the sky. I gotta testify. Come on this far looking extra fly. For the day I die, I'ma touch the sky. Let's take Back Gucci with the shit to rock. Back when Slick Red had a shit to pop. I had to do anything to say I got it. Damn, the little first hurt my pocket. Before anybody wanted KYC, so me and my girls made a buffet out of KFC. Dog, I was having nervous breakdowns and madness. They're much better than me, baby. I'm going on an airplane, and I don't know if I'll be back again. Sure enough, I sent the plane tickets, but when she came to kick it, things became different. Any girl that cheated out, she's a skinny out. Couldn't keep it at home, thought I needed me alone. I'm trying to write my runs, but it's funny how same rounds help me write this out now. I gotta testify, come on this fall looking extra fly. For the day I die, I'ma touch the sky. We gonna touch the sky, baby girl, testify. Come on this fall looking extra fly. For the day I die, you gonna touch the sky. Yes, yes, yes. Guess who's on the third? Lupe still like Lupe the third. Here like here to a beer on the curb. Peach was buzz, but beard on the verge. Let's slow you down like we are on surf. Bottle shaped body like Mrs. by the words. Before you say another word, and back on the clock like I'm laying on the street. I'm trying to sound body like a ball bra, but I'm not laying what I'm buying on the beat. On guard, what you say? Lupe was the unsolved, but I still feel possessed as a ganja. Come corrected as a porn star. Ain't a fresh pure steps in my best for cars. So I represent the bus. Now let me have the words right when I pull the starlight on. I gotta testify. Come on this fall looking extra fly. For the day I die, we gonna touch the sky. You gonna touch the sky, baby girl. Testify. Come on this fall looking extra fly. For the day I die, you gonna touch the sky. Sky high. Sky high. Sky high. Sky high. I'm sky high, I'm sky high, sky high, I'm sky high. Just go to home. Thank you. My name is TEDxJHU. I'm from China. I stutter as a kid. I still stutter now. I find salvation in raps, and that's my story. Thank you. Next time I'll do better.
Thank you. Guys, she is beautiful. And also, apart from her incredible talent rapping, she's incredibly talented in technology. So again, you have the live stream, the videos, everything. This girl has helped us do it all. Thank you.
Thank you again to Kion. For our next speaker is Eric Hunsaker. Eric Hunsaker is a filmmaker specializing in content strategy and audience development. He not only creates compelling projects, but also ensures that they reach the audience who will be most impacted. Without formal film school training, Eric has built his career by working on sets with top directors, actors, and creative teams. His first job in film involves cleaning the reflecting pool in Washington, D.C. for the famous Forrest Gump scene where Tom Hanks meets Jenny. He later moved into producing and directing, discovering the emotional power of real people sharing their stories through documentary filmmaking. Today he leads a creative agency, Active Message, that focuses on short-form documentary content for organizations, associations, and businesses looking to connect with audiences through authentic storytelling. Welcome to the stage, Eric Hunsaker.
Thank you. First of all, I want to say, shout out TEDxJHU, rocking the house. Come on, come here. I'd like to take a second to mention how proud I am to be in the august company of our other speakers, Mr. Quentin Cummington, sharing his story with us, and of course, the great Jonathan Sachs, telling us the very important healthcare experiences. All right, give me a second. Oh, last thing, shout out DJ Pranav, right? I want to say thanks to the whole tech team at TEDx, Eloise Martinson, Karen Ramirez, the whole tech team. Okay, I think that was enough vocal warm-up. What do you think? Stand by. We, you and I, all of us, as a society, as a species, we're standing at the edge of one of the most profound changes in human history. Of course, I'm talking about AI. Artificial intelligence is going to change how we work, how we learn, how we live. It's going to affect every aspect of our experience as we currently know it. Right now, a lot of people's main exposure to AI is AI slop. Images and video that go viral online. Data already shows that most people either hate it, fear it, or some combination of the two. That's where I come in. I'm a filmmaker, which means I'm part of what's called the creative community. And I can tell you, my industry has been collectively freaking out about the impact of AI on what we do. Everyone's asking, will we still have jobs? But I've got a somewhat different perspective about AI and creativity. I actually think it's helping me. For about 3 years now, I've been using every AI tool I can find that makes images, sound, and motion graphics. And the progression I've seen in that time has been astonishing. It's always been a challenge to make a decent living in the arts, and now the entire creative community is in crisis, wondering if what we do, if our craft, Our livelihood is about to be turned upside down by a new technology. So let's start there, talking about technology, because that's what this is. AI is another toolkit. The entire history of filmmaking is technology and tools. And while this latest set of tools is probably the most powerful we've ever seen, it's nothing new to our industry. And here's what I mean. Consider that the craft of filmmaking is as much a technological pursuit as it is an artistic one. It's one of the few art forms that requires a machine. Once motion picture cameras were developed and projectors became widely available, the technological revolution that disrupted the film business in 1927 was sound. When silent films became talkies, the whole filmmaking process had to be reinvented, both in the creation and the exhibition of the movies. Theaters needed to be rebuilt for sound. New jobs were created, new technologies invented. Even new actors were needed because a lot of the previous ones could not deliver lines or had heavy accents, or really just couldn't act, which made their careers obsolete overnight. Whether it's black and white to color or analog to digital, the story of filmmaking is an evolution of technology. What remains constant is guided by people with a creative vision. The same vision that our ancient ancestors had when they painted scenes from a hunt on the walls of their cave. That same vision lives on when we frame a scene to be conveyed in the movies. The impact that AI is already having on film is enormous. Writers and editors can see their jobs being threatened. I feel bad for voiceover artists. Right now, AI is eating into the perceivable edges of content, as our art form is often called. There's a lot of alarm about the coming robot apocalypse. I hear a lot of concern that people who make films are about to become obsolete. And some of that concern is probably justified. AI will not only change the whole industry of filmmaking, it's shaping the entire range of what we know as creativity. So I'm speaking to my fellow filmmakers, as well as the creative community as a whole, when I say, I'm not here to tell you the sky isn't falling. I'm here to say we're now in the fallen sky business. If there's one thing we're good at, it's adaptation. As a producer, I can't tell you how many times I've had to reinvent my career. I've spent long, cold winters learning the basics of motion graphics just to stay current in my industry. The same is true of sound design and of color grading. These are all subsidiary skills to filmmaking, but they become the basic building blocks of visual storytelling. Which is where we are right now with generative AI. I'm finding more and more situations where an AI tool can be the right instrument to solve a problem, add depth, or just be a lever that gets a project unstuck. I use AI in almost every project now. Sometimes in ways that the audience can see, but often in ways they can't, in a subtractive fashion. I'm finding it easy to make AI work for me. I'm also confident in the belief that AI can't do this job without me. I'm the pilot, guiding the journey. I'm the one telling the story. There, my friends, is the critical difference. AI isn't telling a story. It's solving a math problem. AI is generating the next token that fits into a sequence. You and I are finding the tone, the pace of the scene as we build towards an emotional truth that will resonate with our audience. But let's be clear, the AI revolution isn't coming, it's here. That's why I've been learning every AI tool that makes video that I can get my hands on in order to try and understand both the capabilities and the shortcomings, and both of which are substantial at this point. The pace of this change is unrelenting. My perspective is that's a good thing. That's where we come in, the creatives. The best way I can describe my outlook is that these are the new tools. The sooner I'm familiar with them, the better equipped I am to become proficient with them. It's going to be us, the creatives, guiding and applying these tools. Henry Ford said that if you ask farmers what they need, they'd say a faster horse. Steve Jobs said, you can't ask people what they want, you've got to show them what's possible. AI is our new faster horse. It's the next tool that the creatives need to become competent with. So I'm going to propose something radical, possibly blasphemous to my fellow creatives. Maybe AI can make us be more efficient at what we do. Just last week, I had an interview with a subject mentioned London and Tokyo. When marketing saw the video, they said he forgot Singapore. I was able to use AI to add the subject saying Singapore, something that wasn't even possible a year ago. In the same project, there was some industrial towers that had, in a scene that had boxes, letters and numbers on them. During the review, I was told that that was sensitive information. I'd have to lose this great shot. I took it into AI product, asked it to remove those details. Previously, this was possible, but it was a visual effects operation. It's time-consuming, required quite a lot of skill and knowledge, as well as specialized tools. AI did it for me in about 40 seconds, which is both terrifying and exhilarating. We all know about the stages of grief, right? Or as I like to call them, the stages of coping. Let's see, it's anger, denial, blaming other people, wailing and gnashing of teeth, and then finally, acceptance. I think there are more stages of creative coping. Adaptation, rejection of conventional paradigms, waiting while software updates, and finally, monetization. Asking the question, how do I make this work for me? Our ancient ancestors have been telling stories to help them make sense of the world around them, of the universe around them, for as long as we've been in existence. As humans, it's one of the most fundamental traits of our existence. It's how we make sense of the chaos of our lives. Storytelling is the organizational system of our experience. And that's something robots can't do. Always remember, at the end of the day, the tools work for us, not the other way around. You and I, we've got vision. We understand emotion. We've got a secret weapon. We have heart. A lot of science fiction has dealt with the question, what does it mean to be human? There are countless stories written about the inevitable conflict of man versus machine, of human ideas versus the cold logic of computers. So that's our job, you and I, to realize our humanity and express it in our craft, whether that's with the help of robots or not. What we have over the machines is that we have something to say. Maybe they can actually help us say it. It's our only hope. Thank you.
Thank you again to all of our lovely speakers.
Hey, you guys are great audience.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for coming, and thank you again. Another round of applause please for all of our speakers, Justin, Jonathan, and Eric. You guys all did fabulous. And now Ari and Karen, our co-curators, are going to come up to wrap up the event and say thank you to everyone. Alright, so as you can see, this was definitely a team effort, and we just want to, recognize those who were able to also help set up this entire event for our speakers. So, again, this is Karen, co-curator.
And this is Ari, co-curator.
There's Ari. And that's me. Ari, thank you for, being my co-lead, helping us lead this entire team, and just, it's been an entire semester's work, so I appreciate you. We all
Jennifer, can you please go get them out the hallway? In the meantime, we'll introduce our team. So we have our communications team. Please stand up to be recognized if you are here. And we have our director, Eloise. Thank you for everything that you've done in organizing all of our speakers. And here are the rest of our team members. They work individually, they have a little team, they work individually with the speakers, they help them, you know, they need any brainstorming, drafting, radical, just like also presenting, giving presentation skills. The speakers did a little run through on Thursday and they were there to give them some very thoughtful feedback. So yeah, they're great. Thank you guys. Now we have the marketing. Is so Dila, please come up here for your rose. Thank you, Dila. Dila is our marketing lead. And here's the rest of our team. If you're here, please stand. And now we have our design team with our director, Jennifer. Come on down, Jennifer. She's responsible for organizing all of these pretty decorations that you all see here. And here is the rest of her team. And next we have finance. Our director is Lauren. She is not here at the moment, but she did a lot of work getting us everything that we needed. Is anyone here from finance on the team? Please stand in the back corner. Yes! Okay, and yes, Maria, thank you. And last but not least, programming. So that would be Sherlyn, our young program. Thank you, Sherlyn, for helping out with the food and everything. Thank you for giving us lunch. And here's the team. Oh, wow, lots of, when you see it's last, but it's not least because now we have tech. Literally tech people are all here, so. Thank you. Alright, now that's last. And now, is our intermission gift ready? Okay, yeah, so you can come on down and announce our winner. Yeah. Special thanks to all the audience again. Thank you guys.
Hi everyone. Thank you so much for taking part in our intermission activity. Now we're going to announce the winner of our intermission gift. That would be Dylan. Your intermission gift is going to be like outside where the food was, so make sure to like find me there.
Congrats, Dylan. Oh, and of course, she was here somewhere. Well, we gave her her flowers. Yes, thank you. For amazing information from earlier. I think, oh, she stepped in. She stepped up. That concludes our event, Thank you all. And please, for TEDx people and for speakers, come up here to take some pictures before we dismantle the little setup, because we'd love to take some pictures with you guys and meeting everyone else. Thank you again for coming.
Thank you.